Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the 11th update in my Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. This is the final update of this year. The next video in this series will be the finale where we will reflect on the whole year of panning for Pan Those Eyeshadows, as well as give an update on the 5 eyeshadows that I've been working on. But yeah, I'm super excited to film this video, one, because we're getting very close to the end of this project and I'm really looking forward to getting to completely start over in 2024. That's always so fun, getting to pick 5 new shades. But also we have hit another pan, which obviously is always exciting because 1, pan percentage went up, and 2, we get to pick a new shade to roll into this project. Although that new shade will just roll in for 1 month, but hey, that's, you know, 1 month that I probably wouldn't have worn it anyway. So let's go ahead and get into this video. If you are unfamiliar with this project, basically all it is it's a project pan for eyeshadows. I have a spreadsheet on my computer in front of me where I have a list of all the eyeshadows in my collection. And at the beginning of the year, I randomly selected 5 eyeshadows and I work on those eyeshadows until I hit pan on them. And once I hit pan, I roll it out. Or I use them for 20 uses and I decide, hey, I don't think I'm ever gonna hit pan on this eyeshadow and I can roll it out after 20 uses. I think I only did that with 1 shade this year. Every other rollout has been pan. And my goal for this year was to have pan on 15% of my eyeshadows. I'm not quite there and I don't think I'm gonna get there by the end of the year, unfortunately. But we're getting pretty close, and I could say like, hey, I think 2024 this would be easy in like the first couple months. But I have some eyeshadow palettes that I'm planning on purchasing, so that's going to obviously bump up my number of eyeshadows, which would drive down my pan percentage. So there's that. But anyway, before we get into the update, let's go ahead and quickly talk about my numbers because I always find this very interesting and I hope you all enjoy it as well. So I still have 212 eyeshadows. 14 of those are single shadows. 198 of them are across 11 different palettes. And like I said, I hit pan on an eyeshadow this past month, so that moved my number of pans in my collection from 28 to 29, which I think is a great number of eyeshadow pans. I'm really proud of that. And it moved my pan percentage from 13.2% to 13.68%. So we were getting very close. I just don't think that we're gonna hit 15% because I think I would need to hit like 3 more pans next month, which I'm just like not wearing enough makeup to be able to do that right now, which is okay. It's all right. And that leaves me 182 eligible eyeshadows to roll in for December. So hopefully I'll get something fun to work on for this next month. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk through the eyeshadows and how many times I use them. Numbers aren't great, as you probably all know. I had my second 7 weeks ago, and so life is just not about makeup right now. It's about being with my baby, but I'm still wearing some because we're still trying to stay busy. We have a toddler, so we gotta be going out and doing things with him, and also it's the holidays, so we're seeing family and stuff, and so I'm still wearing makeup, just not as frequently as I was doing like when I was just going into the office 3 days a week previously. I used my Disco Fox palette, the shade right here called Dream On. I used this just 2 times this month, and I really like this shadow. I'm actually wearing it today layered on top of another one. And every time I wear it, I'm like, I should wear this more, and then I just don't pull for it. So it's been really fun to just have this in this project. I actually rolled this eyeshadow into my Shop My Stash project pan because I was already working on this palette and I needed a crease shade to work on. I've really enjoyed this palette. I'm glad it's been in this project. I was hoping to be able to hit a pan on this one. I just don't think that'll probably happen by the end of the year, but definitely got some great usage on it throughout this project. The next eyeshadow comes from my Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette. It is this shade right here called Beam. I used this 5 times as an inner corner highlight. I was thinking that I would make a lot more progress on this shadow in this project because I use it so often. I use such little amount of it because I'm just putting it in my inner corner that it's just, the dip is not growing as fast as I'd want it to. But that's okay. It's actually been super convenient to have an inner corner highlight in this project. And this is one of those ones that like next year, if it isn't in the project, I could still use it as my inner corner and just kind of hit pan on it on the side, which I've done with some other shadows throughout this project, like crease shadows. When I didn't have a crease shade in this project, I would use another one and just hit pan on it that way, which obviously helps my pan percentage. So I think that one could be something that I could continue using if I happen not to roll a shadow in that could be used as an inner corner highlight, and then just kind of hit pan on it in my own time next year. Sticking with this palette, another shade that I used 5 times is this one right here. This is the shade Queen. I actually really enjoyed using this. It's such a nice shade for this time of year. It's this really pretty gold. It works really well. I rolled a red lip into my Shop My Stash project pan, so I love using that gold shade with the red lip. I feel like it goes really well together, and so I'm really looking forward to continuing to use that in December. We definitely have a dip going on. I just don't know if it's big enough dip to be able to hit pan on it next month, or this month, I guess. But it's been really fun to use and really pretty. I was super happy that I rolled it in. And I just realized that I haven't been swatching anything that I've been talking about. So let me go ahead and do that. So that's the Dream On shade. This is Morphe's Beam. That's Morphe Queen. See, it's so beautiful. It's such like a great shade for this time of year. And then the last shade that's sticking around is coming from my Naked Volume 1 palette. It is Toasted. I used this 2 times as well. And I use this layered below and on top of my Dream On shade. And it's just been super easy to use. I love this shade. I think it's great. Sorry for a little bit of what I think is an abrupt pause in the video, but my little one needed to be fed, so I had to go nurse him, and now I'm back. He is awake and doing some tummy time right now, so he is making all sorts of his baby cooing noises, which I'm obsessed with. We've reached the point where he's starting to coo and talk. I love it. So if you hear any of that, that's just him chatting away to his friends over there. So I think what I was saying was I do love this shade from my Naked palette, the shade Toasted. It's just so easy to wear, and it's just like perfect for any time of year. I didn't use it as much as I thought I was going to this month because I think I was just really into using the gold shade, but it's just such an easy neutral color. I like absolutely love it. So happy to have it in this project, to be honest with you. So these are the 4 shades that are sticking around into December. And then the eyeshadow that I finally hit pan on, which I'm so excited about, is my Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Bitten. This is one of the oldest eyeshadows in my collection, and as I hope you can see there, I hit pan on it. It only took me 2 additional uses to hit that pan. I unfortunately did not do the math before this video to tell you how much that it took to hit this pan across this project, but you will see it in the progress clips that hopefully I'm playing right now, so you know how many times I had to use this to hit pan. But I knew last month that I was like this close, and so I was disappointed when I didn't hit pan that last month, but then it only took me 2 more uses to get it this month. So super excited to have pan on this and have another pan in my collection. And yeah, this has just been an easy shade for me to wear. I was wearing it a lot in my outer corner with a lot of the other shades in this project, and was finally able to work through it and hit pan on it. So super excited to see that pan in there and be able to roll that one out and roll a new one into this project. That is exactly what we're going to do now. All right, let's select a new shade to work on. 98. It's so funny because I'm finally rolling in a new palette to this project. My Lorac Pro palette, which is one of my oldest palettes. It's actually the palette that I have the most pan on, but I've never rolled it into this project. And I've always wanted to, because I think this would be a great like pan that palette project, but I wanted to be able to hit more pan on it before I would ever do that. And the shade that I'm rolling in is this shade right here called Nude. And it's just this like really pretty, actually would be a great inner corner shade. Really pretty light pink. Looks actually, when swatched, very similar to Beam. But yeah, this would have been such a great shade to work on through the whole year, but I'm gonna work on this one and see what we can do. These shadows are pretty easy to hit pan on, so I'll be curious to see what we can do with that shade and just having this palette in the project in general. But as you can see, it is a very well-loved palette in my collection. So that is it. These are the 5 shades that I will be working on in December for the rest of this month. And then at the end of this month, you'll obviously see the finale video. But before that, like how I like to normally end these videos if we're rolling in a new shade, is do a look with all 5 shades. So we're gonna jump to that right now. Hi, I'm back. And it's time to do this eyeshadow look. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do because I was thinking about it, and I think the gold Queen shade is just throwing me off a bit, but we're gonna jump in and figure it out. I'm gonna start with picking up this crease shade that I rolled into my Shop My Stash project pan. This is Later Days from my Il Makiage Disco Fox palette. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. All right, as I was doing that, I came up with a little bit of a game plan. So I think I'm gonna attempt a halo eye. I'm going to lay down like my inner and outer corner first with, starting with Toasted. I'm going to do this, and then I think I'm gonna do Dream On top of it. I'm just gonna use my finger and put this in the inner and outer corner on both eyes. All right, and before I blend, I think I'm gonna pick up Dream On and do the same thing. So I'm just gonna lay this right on top of Toasted in my inner and outer corners. All right, now I think we need to do some major blending here. I do think I'm gonna pick up a little bit more Toasted and put that on my outer corners. For the center of the halo, I'm gonna pick up the shade that I just rolled in. That is Nude from my Lorac Pro palette. And I'm just gonna place that right in the middle. Okay, so I blended it a little bit, which took away some of the intensity. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more back on and then blend again. Okay, I like how that's looking. I think I'm just going to make things easy for myself and use Queen for my lower lash line, and I'm using it on this thicker brush to hopefully blend it a little bit more. I definitely don't think that Queen goes with this look, but that is the challenge in wearing all of 5 shades together. Is it's not gonna probably be perfect, but we gotta make it work. All right, and then for the last shade, I'm gonna pick up Beam from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette and just put that in my inner corner. I honestly don't know how I feel about this yet, but I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup and then hopefully make a decision when I come back. So this is the final look. Honestly, I thought I was going to hate this eye look, and I actually don't mind it. I don't love like the gold Queen on my lower lash line, but other than that, I really like how the lid turned out. And in general, like I think this eye look actually looks quite nice, which a lot of times when I do all 5 shades, I'm like very like, I don't love it. So the fact that I like it is a good thing, I think. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you soon at the end of this month for the finale of this series. So thank you so much again for watching. I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.